And welcome to the Starkweather class of 2024 graduation ceremony. I just want to put your name starting and everything out. You do have that you remain seated during the ceremony, and if you must get up to use the restroom, or if you just can't stay in your seat when the graduate's name is called, please be aware of people around you. Starkweather teacher, Ms. Libby, who's a professional photographer, is graciously taking photographs before the ceremony with everyone in the galleries. Free of charge, there's to students a link you can download from within the next couple of days. Check for it soon because emails do get shut off relatively soon after graduation. So with that, with the business on the way, I want to welcome everyone again to the class of 2024 graduation ceremony, and thank you all for joining us for this momentous celebration. As I recognize a few groups that are in this room, I ask the groups to stand and acknowledge and recognize. First, the Starkweather graduation will put on this event together and put a lot of work into this. Graduation will stand and recognize. We also have most of the Penitentiary School Board with us tonight. And stand and recognize. Next, the Penitentiary School Central Office Leadership Team, led by Dr. Monica Mellon. And of course, the Starkweather staff and support team up there in the front row. I'm not going to ask him to stand, but I also want to honor my family that was joining us tonight at my last commencement ceremony. And I apologize in advance. I always have some tools this year to be a little more careful. It's also the first year of wearing glasses, so I think it's going to be harder to write my eyes with glasses. Then we'll do a signal with a sign for me to go. But finally, I do want to give a special thanks to the students' families. And when I say families, some of you are families by blood. Some of you are families by circumstance. Some of you are families by choice. And we thank you all for sharing your students with us on this wonderful journey we've had over the past
1 year, 2 years, 3 months, 4 years, all different times and all different paths to the successful moment. So thank you all for being here and thank you for sharing your families with us. And before we begin the meat of the ceremony and our speakers, I do want to just take a brief moment of silence because I know many of us, if not all of us, have some family member we're thinking of that is now no longer with us that we wish could be here with us. So please just take a moment of silence to think of those people in your lives. Thank you. You're with us in our hearts. So as many of you know, as I mentioned, this will be my final of 20 straight opportunity to lead a celebration of graduates. I could not be prouder of the great accomplishments of our graduates tonight and for the years to reach this point and look to the great opportunities of the future. The variety of excellent career opportunities are greater today than at any time in my career and maybe better than ever. Whether you're starting a career right away, going to a trade or apprenticeship, taking a route to college, or taking a yourself to have a job and just decide what you want to do next. The opportunities you have are great and many. You have arrived at Starkweather with graduation through the barriers you have had and the barriers you have overcome to get here today. As part of the class of 2024, not only have you overcome the challenges of life that we all face in the modern world, but are also part of the first generation that I can recall that most older adults, like me, recognize that you have it harder than we did with the stress of social media, school lockdowns, COVID shutdowns, all being part of the regular school experience, and trying to figure out who you can trust in the mostly virtual world. As a student who found your way to Starkweather, you have already learned to face and overcome barriers and find the power of the resilience needed to achieve success throughout your life. These experiences of overcoming challenges you have faced give you an advantage over those who have had a very smooth path. While others in your time of life may fear the challenges of adult life, all of our graduates here today have earned the confidence and experience to know that you can overcome most any obstacle. Please come with me one last time as we shed many tears of joy to celebrate the Starkweather Academy class of 2024. And with that, I'm going to introduce the first speaker of the evening from the Canton School Superintendent, Dr. Monica Merritt.
Years. How about that? I think we need to give Mr. Lane a round of applause for doing a phenomenal job as the principal of Starkweather. Members of the Board of Education, distinguished educators, proud parents, family, and friends, and most importantly, the graduates of the class of 2024. You did it. Let's give them a round of applause. It is such an honor to be with you this evening to celebrate the many accomplishments of our graduates. This has been such an incredible school year for our district. And I will tell you, in the 9 years that I have been your superintendent, I have never experienced anything like this. The recognition and the awards for our school district, they come weekly, sometimes daily, but I tell you, they are completely outweighed by the joy I feel this evening to be among these amazing graduates. There is nothing, and I say nothing, like a Starkweather graduation ceremony. So we're going to get ready to get excited this evening for our young people. Graduates, I want to speak to you today because today represents both endings and beginnings. And you have all traveled very different paths to arrive on this stage. Today, we put a bow on your journey with Plymouth Canton Community Schools. We confidently send you into the world knowing that you are well prepared to tackle any challenge that comes your way. I can assure you that the journey of learning is one that never ends. Embrace it, Keep growing, keep challenging yourselves, live in your purpose. And most importantly, class of 2024, as you are all poised to replace all of us in this room one day, you are the next generation of the workforce. Never, ever forget the power of your mind and the power of your voice, because you are truly unstoppable. On this day, graduates, I challenge you to continue using the power of your mind and voice to be the change in the world, beyond the walls of Starkweather Academy and beyond the walls of Plymouth Canton Community Schools. Our world today is really built on innovation and on different thinking. And the world around us continues to change in so many different and amazing ways. And you must continue to think outside of the box and keep up with all of these current changes. Graduates, my challenge to you today is to never, ever be afraid to take a chance on a different idea. Dream big and be confident. You have proven that you are flexible, you are creative, you are determined, and you have been so throughout your high school years. Now take that next challenge and change the world. I know you can do it, and I am so proud of you. I will say this to you because when times get tough, and I promise you that they will, I want you to think back on your time here at P-CCS. Think about your favorite teacher. Think about your favorite staff member and ask yourself, what would Mr. Lane do in this situation? What would Miss Amy McGrath say to this problem? Or how would Miss McEwen solve this problem? Or how would Miss Darnell inspire me to look at things differently? No matter who that teacher or staff person was for you here at Starkweather or at one of your middle or elementary schools, remember what they have taught you, and I am certain you will tackle whatever challenges you. I say all of this because I am confident that each one of these young people is an innovator. They have been well educated over the past 13 years, and they are absolutely, I mean, absolutely without a doubt, ready for the world. Now, graduates, go take it over. We are so proud of you. Congratulations on your accomplishment.
Okay, our next speaker is the start of a few different people. That is one of my biggest highlights every year for the past 20 years is one of our student speakers, Miss Aaliyah Jones.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aaliyah Jones, and I just first wanted to congratulate all of my peers that are here today for graduating. These past 4 years, we have all been through some of the toughest challenges in our lives, but no matter what, we never gave up. In February of this year, I unfortunately lost my puppy Dry Bones, and I felt so defeated. He was my best friend for the past 14 years of my life, and the day he left me, I felt as though I lost a part of myself. At first, I thought that coming to school was going to be terrible, and for a few days it was. But the staff and my best friends, Laura, Jay, and Mr. Dave, made me feel so loved and so at home. And that's what Starkweather is for so many of us, a home. I was afraid to come to Starkweather at first due to all of the rumors I heard, but it was one of the best decisions I have ever made. Starkweather has opened doors to things I never thought I'd be able to accomplish. I am now going to be attending college, and I was also granted a scholarship, which I never thought I was capable of doing. I will forever be grateful for everything the school has done for me. Congratulations, class of 2024, we did it.
Our next speaker is Miss Maria Lara Jimenez.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Maria Lara Jimenez, and I want to congratulate all of my classmates on graduating today. It's been a hard journey, but we made it. It's been almost 8 years since I came to this country. From that day, I promised myself I worked hard for myself and for my parents too. I wanted to achieve not only my dreams, but theirs as well. My parents gave up everything to bring us here and give us a better life. They left behind their home, family, and the only lives they've ever known. They did it all to provide us with opportunities they never had. Whenever I felt like giving up, I thought about their journey and the challenges they faced. Their strength and belief in me pushed me to keep going even when the path ahead seemed physically and mentally impossible. Uh, Gusto ko magsalamat kay Papa at kay Mama. Sa lahat ng sakripisyo niyo sa akin. So, iaalay ko yung diploma para sa inyo. I also want to thank all of the teachers, counselor, and staff, especially Mr. Dave, who have guided me and the other student during our time here. You pushed us to grow, challenged us to reach our full potential, and been there for us every step of the way. As we move forward, let's remember the lessons our loved ones and mentors have taught us. The future may be uncertain for some of us, but if we stay strong and believe in ourselves, I know we'll do amazing things. Thank you.
Next, we will have a couple of scholarship presentations. I didn't see him come in today. Is Ted Barker here? Ted? From the AM Rotary? So I'm gonna ask the students that got the AM Rotary Scholarship to please step up. You know who you are? Step over here, please. Step over here, please. Emil, Alejandro, you too. And Abby, come on up here. Come on over here, be recognized. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, kind of impromptu, is just to announce your name and what you're going to do with what you're pursuing with your scholarship.
So again, my name is Aaliyah Jones, and with my scholarship, I'm attending Schoolcraft in the fall, and I'm going for nursing.
My name is Maria Lara Jimenez, and I will be attending Wayne State University, and I will be pursuing nursing too.
My name is Emil Lockhart. I'll be attending Wayne State Community College for HVAC.
My name is Alejandro Cromer. I'm going to Schoolcraft College, and I'll be pursuing a degree in criminal justice.
My name is Abigail Montesi. I'll be going to Schoolcraft for the first year, and I'm pursuing interior design.
Congratulations to you all. You did a great job since you had no idea that you were going to have to do this tonight. So thank you. Appreciate it. And round of applause. Thank you. Okay, the next scholarship is the Association of University Women that will be presented by our social worker, Ms. Danielle Berry.
Thank you. Tonight, I'm going to present the Scholarship for American Association of University Women, the Plymouth Canton branch. The scholarship goes to Kennedy Glenn. Yeah. And the second scholarship goes to Macy Kozak.
Okay, congratulations. Next, we have another student speaker. Next speaker will be Gaston Eklovich.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gaston Precolezzi, and I just want to thank all teachers and staff for everything they've done for us. And I want to congratulate all of our students here that are graduating with me. And can we get a big round of applause for all the students and teachers and staff? And I came here 2 years ago as a sophomore with only 0.5 credits to my name. And in 2 years with all the teachers that helped me out and staff and social workers, I got on time, graduated on time with 22 credits. I want to thank my friends, my family, and again, last teachers and the staff. Thank you, guys.
Okay, our final student speaker of the evening is Aziz Al-Hadi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aziz Haddi, and after many years of a constant uphill battle, I can finally say I'm completely graduated and happy to have done it with the people around me. This graduation event is interpreted differently by everyone that gets to this point, and I want to talk about my interpretation of it. Family, but not the traditional family of mother, father, uncle, and aunt. Family, as in the people you see every day at work, school, your neighborhood, and so on. Every school prides itself on being one big family, but doesn't try to understand the family they claim to care for so much. They know who's good, who's bad, but they don't know why someone is that way. They take personalities at face value and they judge their students based on that. I was a victim of this for many years. Many years I'd gone through different schools, programs, medications, and constantly moving to different families. Put your kid in a higher dosage, set up a planner, just take a deep breath. All these solutions were given to me, but I was never asked why. And when I was asked this question, I never knew why. Most of these families I went through never stayed with me longer than 2 years, and only so many hours, and I only had so many hours in a day to be part of my world. Everything finally came to a screeching halt when it hit me during quarantine, which was the most insightful time of my life. Instead of moving around to distract myself and from finding the answer, I finally had time to sit down and do nothing but process what has happened the past few years. Well, I got kicked out of my last high school, and my teachers never had a personal talk to me outside of threatening bad emails or calling home. I never had a good group of people who would influence me to grow. Instead, I was constantly distracted to keep the illusion of progress going. I lied to myself and lied to everyone around me when I realized I fell short of something. It was a constant influx of self-reflection and decisions I made. I soon came to realize that this family of these schools speak of doesn't have room for kids like me. They don't have room for kids who don't know how to regulate their emotions, and they don't have time for children who have trouble socializing. Finally coming to this realization led me questioning, where should I go from here? I sat in it until I got to Starkweather. Come to the school I was told was my final chance, as it was the only school in the area that accepted me. Coming out of quarantine, I was a lot more collected and chilled out, but I was critically behind in what was being taught in school. Looking around the school and talking to the students and staff, I realized that this school was one of the most unique schools I've ever been to. The hallways are decorated, the staff are more than happy to make every interaction unique and personal, and it felt like the entire building was what many schools claim to be, family. When I turned in my last assignment, I couldn't shake this feeling of emptiness. I wondered if I'd be looking back on this year from now, wondering what are the last things I should have said to my teachers and friends. I again sat in it for a week and told myself, to wonder is to experience, and with experience comes with the agent of the soul. For it is not I that takes time for granted, but rather time taking me. Thank you for letting me be part of your family.
Thank you so much, Aziz, and thank you to all of our student speakers. Wonderful as always. Our next scholarship presentation is the American Building Maintenance Scholarship presented by Dave Naviet.
Laura Jimenez, come on up. It is my great honor to present Laura with this $5,000 scholarship from ABM. Laura has consistently impressed me with her since we met in January of 2023. Her positive attitude and insightful questions during our brief chats in the morning has made a lasting impression on me. Laura's dedication in her studies and ambition to pursue a nursing degree is quite commendable. With her well-rounded academic achievements and kind-hearted disposition, I'm sure Laura will excel in her career. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thanks, Laura. See, that's why I don't wear a cap when we get stuck in my hair. The next scholarship is, our next presentation is the presentation of the Starkweather Honor Society. It's Emily Zakta, Colin Bertram, and Megan Tyler. All Starkweather teachers.
In order to be inducted into our honor society, you need to have been a student at Starkweather for at least a year and maintained a GPA of at least 3.0 throughout that entire time. So when I call your name, please come see me first to grab your certificate, and then Mr. Bertram and Miss Tyler will have an honor cord for you. Evan Basil. Aziz Al-Hadi. Maria Lara Jimenez. Aaliyah Jones. Macy Kosak. Kanai Chanel. Bryce Sonnenberg. Riley Vance. And Lyle White.
Okay, so far tonight, we've been highlighting some of the special awards and things for our students. Now it is time to get ready for the presentation of all of our diplomas. I do have some directions for the audience. So listen closely and pay attention. Pretend you're back in school, just for a moment. So as you see, most of your, or all of the graduates have written a little thing that's going to be read when they come across the stage. So when your graduate's name is read, we want you to go nuts, go crazy, go wild, be loud. I hear some of you have noisemakers and I know you're going to stand up when your graduate's name is called, but then I'm going to look at who the names are. Ms. Sheehan and Ms. Stubbs are going to be reading a narrative that your student wrote. So we do ask you, once you get real loud, get real quiet again so you can hear the narrative and we can all hear the stories and things that our students want to say and our graduates want to say. So thank you very much. And with that, we will begin the presentation in just a moment as our students get ready. So. Yep, I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah, do the handshake.
Aaliyah Jones. Aaliyah wants to thank her friends, family, Miss Tracy, and security guard, Mr. Dave, for making her feel so loved and for never giving up on her. Aaliyah thinks that transferring to Starkweather was one of the best decisions that she could ever made. Aaliyah will go on to pursue a career in nursing at Schoolcraft College in hopes to continue making her puppy Dry Bones and the rest of her family proud. It is often the small steps, not the giant leaps, that bring about the most lasting change. Aziz El Hadi. Aziz came from a complicated history of constantly moving schools and being kicked out of them. Starkweather was his final chance to redeem himself, and he couldn't have asked for a better way to do so. This school turned his life around and inspired him to do the same for others. Aziz hopes to one day become an English teacher for those who need it most overseas. Maria Lara Jimenez. Maria Lara would like to express her gratitude to her family for their unwavering support throughout her life, her friends for making her high school years enjoyable, Mr. Dave for his advice and willingness to listen to her concerns, and her teachers for their warm welcome and assistance during her high school journey. She looks forward to pursuing a career in nursing. Jasmine Baker. Jasmine would like to thank her mom and her family for supporting her through school. She would also like to thank the staff at Starkweather for allowing Jasmine to be Jasmine. Most of all, Jasmine thanks herself for putting in the hard work to make it to this milestone. Alia Alderwish. Alia's plans after graduation are to further her education at Oakland Community College and going into the dental industry. Her favorite memories from Starkweather are creating good bonds with her teachers. Alia is happy to graduate and start her next chapter. Jack McCauley. Jack's plans after graduation include running his current business and reaching his business goals. Jack is proud of graduating early and starting his career. One memory that Jack has is meeting some of the teachers at Starkweather. Rain Dare Stepanian. Coming to Starkweather was the best decision for Rain's education and personal growth. 4 years ago, a graduation walk was not in sight, but the teachers and support at Starkweather made it possible. Rain will continue to build off their dual enrollment and is enrolled in Schoolcraft College. Thanks to their girlfriend Jill for helping them and their mom for refusing to let them drop out of school. Alejandro Cromer. Lil Alex K would like to say Starkweather was super duper and he can't wait to pursue his career at Chipotle. He loves the queso. Mr. Burcham and Miss Zacta are winners in Alex's eyes. Peace out, dog. But for real though, this one is all for Eddie. Natalie Nagy. Natalie plans to go into the medical field after high school, starting at Starkweather before going to a university. One of her favorite things about Starkweather was the nice and welcoming staff. Emil Lockhart. Emil would like to thank his teachers, particularly Miss Zacta, Miss Stubbs, Miss Berry, Miss Starbowski, and Miss DP for all their support. He could go on to name many other great people who helped him get through his high school years. Emil is looking forward to starting life and seeing what the world has to offer him. He would like to make a special shout out to his mother, his father, and God for creating him to do the special things that he is here to do. Dallas Glover. Dallas made it. There were a lot of obstacles on her journey. She started from the bottom and now she's here. It took a lot of perseverance and strength that she didn't know she had, but she kept picking herself back up so she could shine bright today. High school was a memory she'll never forget, but she is ready to move forward and never look back. Kennedy Glenn. Kennedy is beautiful and has one of the most beautiful souls you'll ever meet. She has big plans for her future and hopes to share her perspective with the world around her. Kennedy would like to thank all the Stark teachers for supporting her. She would like to thank God for helping her see it through, and her biggest thanks goes to her mom for always being there. Maya Nisha. Maya would like to say thank you to everyone that helped her and gave her motivation throughout the years. If she can do it, so can you. Liliana Matuniak. Lily would like to thank her mom and grandparents for pushing her to do better and their unconditional love. She would also like to thank Miss Easterling, Mr. Burcham, Mr. Creaky, and Miss Morse for believing in her and sticking with trying to get her motivated and helping her reach this milestone. Lily is excited to create her future and starting her life in the field of cosmetology. Allie Mullen. Allie transferred to Stark with low hopes of graduating this year. With thanks to all her teachers and the staff and support from her parents, she is now graduating. Tanijah Neal. Tanijah would like to thank Mr. Creaky, Ms. Tyler, Ms. Zacta, Mr. Burcham, Mr. Morse, or Mr. Moore, Ms. Easterling, and Ms. DP for being great teachers. They have helped her grow as a person. She would also like to thank her mom for being there and being motivational, and her little brother JJ for being like a big brother to her. At first, Tanijah was unsure when she arrived at Stark, but now Stark is like a home to her. She will miss everyone. As for her future plans, Tanijah plans to be someone that everyone will know and remember. Jackie Rowe. Jackie would like to thank her mom for helping her along the way. She is grateful to Miss Jeannie, her counselor Dan, she's grateful to Miss Jeannie and her counselor Dan for being supportive and keeping her on track with her schoolwork. Jackie is proud to be a graduate of the class of 2024 and is looking forward to celebrating her success. Carmen Miller. Carmen plans to continue her post-secondary education by attending Eastern Michigan University. In the years to come, she hopes to obtain her license to practice medicine and become a clinical psychiatrist. She also wants to thank her mom, Maria Miller, for all the life lessons that she's taught her so far. Izzy Williams. Izzy Williams is on a big journey to break social and gender norms in the world. From studying automotive mechanics, specializing in car internal work, collision repair, and doing modifications for others to bring their car dreams to life, to travel to aid those in need, hopefully until her last days. She is highly appreciative of her teachers and staff pushing her to her fullest potential, even if it was a bit of a nightmare at first. You must fail over and over until you commit to see improvement. Lillian Federick. Lillian graduated early and started working full-time while she figures out what career she wants. She loved her time at Starkweather and felt very welcomed and loved by the teachers. She would like to thank her family for always being her support system. Marnier Riley. Marnier would like to thank her teachers at Starkweather for pushing her to be better. She says to have a blessed one, Jesus loves you. He died for my sins as well as yours, and without him, she wouldn't be here. All praise to the Most High. Matthew Riley. Matthew is proud of his big accomplishments and looks forward to continuing into trade school as he works full-time to get where he needs to be. He wants to thank his Starkweather family for helping him to continue his passions in life and reach for greatness. Lena Smith. Lena is proud to be a graduate in the class of 2024. It's been a long and challenging road for her. She would like to thank her guardian and her mom for telling her to never give up and stick to it. She would also like to thank Miss Jeannie for being a great teacher and her counselor Dan for being supportive and keeping her on track with her schoolwork. She is just so thankful to be graduating and hopes all others feel the same. Mohamed Al-Samari. These are life-changing moments for Mohamed and his family. He appreciates everyone who has lent him a hand to move forward. Mohamed is looking to give back to others now and in the future. May God bless everyone. Abby Montesi. Miss Zacta was mean and wouldn't let Abby share her entire life story. So here's the short and sweet version. Abby came here with no hope, but then she met Miss Stark and Miss Amy, and she met people who were genuine. This gave her a new mindset, and with this, Abby was able to graduate a full year early. She is moving on to become an interior designer and hopes to become rich one day and the best dog mom ever. And that's the quick summary of Abby's past and future. Evan Basil. Evan's time at Starkweather wasn't as long as a lot of others, but he truly is glad he got to have the experience, even being ever so short. The teachers Evan has had have inspired him, lifted him up, and just been nothing but supportive during his journey here at Starkweather when he truly needed it most. Everything these teachers have done has allowed him to be closer to reaching his goal of going to U of M to major in computer science. Evan could not begin to thank each and every one of them. So from the bottom of his heart, he truly is thankful for each and every single member of the staff at Starkweather. Riley Vance. Riley is grateful for her time at Starkweather. She wants to thank her family, friends, and Mrs. McEwen for always believing in her, even when she didn't believe in herself. Riley's plans for after high school are currently undecided, but she is excited to see what life has in store for her. Alina Muzeski. Alina Muzeski. Alina wants to thank all the teachers and staff that helped and pushed her through her classes. Alina plans on traveling this summer to do different places or two different places and is still deciding on extended education. She is grateful for the most amazing friends she's made at Starkweather. Aiden Theobald. Aiden would like to thank all the staff at Starkweather for helping him reach his potential and graduate. Overall, the people here are not too bad. Aiden would like to thank his mom, Crystal, for keeping him alive long enough to graduate. Now it is on Aiden. After Stark, Aiden plans to start his own business in construction. Ezra Poindexter. As a man of a few words, Ezra has just one comment for this occasion. Thank you and good night. Layla Zander. Layla wants to thank Miss Coffey for helping her throughout the years that she's been at Stark. Ms. Coffey has been a great role model for Layla and has been there for her when she had a hard time with her work, but she got her through it and made her want to graduate. Layla also wants to thank her mom and dad for always being there for her and seeing her graduate. Aiden Meacham. Aiden is most proud of completing 1 year of schoolwork in 1 quarter. He is so thankful for his teachers that helped him get through all of his classes. Jason Raposa. Jason was happy to see that when he put his mind to it near the end, he was able to knock out all of his classwork and finish out a couple weeks early. Jason plans on continuing on to university to get his degree. Ryan Elhamdi. Coming to Starkweather helped Ryan come out of his shell and make lots of new valuable friends. Ryan does not know where he would be without all of the new people he met there. After graduation, Ryan hopes to figure out what exactly he wants to pursue, which career to pursue, and to make sure it's a job that makes him happy.
Jonah Janicek.
Stark has been Jonah's best school experience, but he thinks it would be better if Mr. Andrew or Mr. Lockwood didn't ditch him. Jonah's favorite moments at Stark were clowning around in the Gremlins and being head yearbook editor. Ryan Conley. Honestly, Ryan is just glad to be done. Starkweather is truly the only bit of high school he actually enjoyed. He for sure met a bunch of interesting people and had some interesting times, but this took way too long, and he's ready to move on to bigger and better things. Macy Kosick. Macy is so proud to graduate high school. It wasn't easy, but thanks to the support of the amazing teachers at Starkweather, she made it through. Macy is grateful for all the guidance she received. Skylar Pato. Skylar would like to thank Mrs. Coffey for all of her help and support in getting her to graduation. Starkweather is in a pretty okay place to finish up her high school experience. She's very excited to graduate and is looking forward to working and starting the next chapter of her life. Tabitha Good. Tabitha really enjoyed her time at Stark. She's thankful for her great friends, wonderful teachers, and caring family for their support. Even when they forced her to do things she didn't want to do, like write this narrative, she's looking forward to new adventures in Northern Michigan. Serena Cass. Serena is grateful for every teacher at Starkweather for helping her finally get done. Serena feels that she would be in a much different place had she not transferred and most likely would not have been able to finish school at P-CCS. Elliot Van Huffel. Elliot would like to thank Starkweather for giving him the opportunity to finish up his schooling. Thanks to each teacher who helped him in their own individual way to finish his work. And thanks to all the Starkweather students for keeping positive attitude and making his school experience that much smoother. Lucy Main. After graduation, Lucy plans to take her gap year and work before attending college for early childhood education. When she came to Starkweather, she was incredibly nervous because it was her senior year and she thought she would make no friends in such a short time. However, she found a friendly and welcoming environment and made friends quite quickly. Thank you, Starkweather, for an awesome senior year. Jalen would like to thank Miss Coffey for keeping him on track, Miss Actor for being nice, and Mr. Creaky for being a funny teacher, Mr. Bertram for being Mr. Bertram, and Miss Merchant for helping him learn another language, Miss DP for giving Jalen the chance to pass despite his lack of attention, Miss Liberty and God for getting him through the English, and Mr. Suva for helping him. Jaden Underwood. Jaden would like to thank his mother for her love, support, and patience. Mr. Underwood wants to thank all of Starkweather team for their consistency, guidance, and persistence. Jaden sends special thank you to Mrs. Acta for forcing him out of his comfort zone and seeing all of his best qualities. Oh, and Mr. Smith, thank you for your time, your mentorship, and being an excellent role model for Jaden. Nina Patel. Nina will be attending Eastern Michigan University to study criminal justice. Tyler Young. Tyler is so proud to be graduating. He wants to thank his friends and family and teachers for supporting him on this journey. He'd like to give a special thank you to Miss Acta for helping steer him in the right direction. Without her, he's not sure he'd be walking across the stage tonight. Tyler is looking forward to moving on with his life and starting a new adventure. Saint Bush. Saint would like to thank all of the staff and the students for allowing her to find a home at Starkweather. She is beyond grateful for the guidance and patience that helped her achieve her goals. Alyssa Goff. Alyssa is grateful for Starkweather and how it has helped her achieve her goals and graduate high school. She would like to thank Ms. Zacta, Ms. Starrick, and Ms. Easterling for helping her, helping her be her best. Alyssa would like to give a special shout out to her bestie Kayla Young for making her come to school and always being there for her. And most importantly, Alyssa wants to thank her mom, grandma, papa, and the best family that they could possibly be. Jay Kassir. Jay would like to thank Miss Coffey for keeping him on track and being a constant source of support for him during the time he was at Starkweather. He would also like to thank Miss Zacta, Miss DP, Miss Darnell, and of course, Mr. Smith for always offering an open door and an ear for good advice. Jay is looking forward to pursuing a career in broadcast media arts, and he will greatly miss Starkweather, but is excited and ready for the next steps. Babette Ziga. Babette is happy. Babette is happy she decided to come to Starkweather, where she has been more successful at school and has found a caring, supportive environment. Babette would like to thank her parents for all their love and support, and she could not have done it without them. She also would like to thank Mrs. Demarest for suggesting that Starkweather as a transfer and helping her make that transition, and Mrs. Sheehan for pushing her to make it to graduation. Babette is excited than she is done with high school, and she looks forward to her next phase. Tori Hewlett. As very wise sponge once said, if you believe in yourself and with a tiny pinch of magic, all your dreams will come true. I'll say it. I knew that the whole time until this moment. Jafar Alziadi. Throughout the year, with support of his teachers, friends, and family, he was able to work hard and achieve his goal of graduating this year. Jafar was looking forward to traveling and working and becoming an engineer. Parker Marcus. Parker wants to thank Mrs. McEwen for all of her efforts in helping him, and he also wants to thank Ms. Hammonds on the recommendation to transfer to Starkweather. Parker is proud of himself and the accomplishments he made to be a graduate. Lyle White. Lyle is happy to be graduating from high school. He wants to thank all the teachers that helped make this possible. After high school, Lyle plans to work at Ford on one of the plants. Ryan Ricard. Most importantly, Ryan would like to thank his mom for encouraging him through school and always being there for him unconditionally. Ryan also would like to thank his stepmom for being his awesome bonus mom and for encouraging him through school. Ryan would like to thank Mrs. Tyler and Mrs. Acta for helping him here at Starkweather. Ryan has good feelings for Stark, and he is glad he decided to end his high school career here. He plans to pursue dreams of being a union carpenter. Julian Pitts. Julian honestly can't believe that he's graduating. He just wanted to be done so he could enlist. But thank you to the teachers and staff. They really motivated him to push himself and try when he gave up on school. A special thank you to Mrs. Tyler and Mrs. Acta. Next stop, Paradise Island? Paris Island. Dakota Law. Dakota is excited to be graduating today. Dakota would like to thank his mom for always supporting him. He would also like to thank Mrs. McEwen for helping him succeed in all of his classes. Starkweather is a great place to go to school, and Dakota was able to learn better and learn better here and compared to PSEP because the teachers at Stark really care a lot about their students. Rami Zabib. Rami wants to thank all of his teachers and all of the staff at Starkweather for being supportive and chill people to spend his day with. Rami is looking forward to starting college classes in the fall, and who knows, maybe at Harvard. Matthew Roberts. Matthew would like to thank Mrs. Acta for getting him through high school. Her constant harassment was kind of annoying, but he reappreciates it at the end of the day. Matthew is looking forward to attending trade school and hopes to become an electrician in the future. Bryce Sonnenberg. Bryce has many great times with friends at Starkweather. He's excited to be graduating and is looking forward to the future. Bryce plans on continuing his work to work hard doing asphalt. Evan Hayes. Evan would like to extend his gratitude to his family, friends, and teachers for always supporting him along this journey and for always guiding him in the right direction of life. He couldn't have done it without you. Oh God, wait. Gaston Prekalezai. Gaston is very proud to be graduating with his class. His plans for after high school are to go into the family business and further his career goals. Gaston would like to thank his mom, his dad, and his entire family. Finally, Gaston is thankful for Miss Tyler, Miss Alicia, Miss Zacta, and Mrs. Starrick for continuing to push him to reach his milestone of graduation. Jordan Thibodeau. Jordan is planning on going to college to study wildlife biology. Jordan enjoyed meeting new people at Starkweather, and she loves Miss Amy. We'll try to remember that. Emma Nelson. Emma is so proud to be at graduation today. She would like to thank her mom and her dad and for all of their support. She is grateful for the support of Miss Alicia, Miss Barry, Miss Tracy, and her best buddies encouraging her on her journey. She's looking forward to a summer of studying bugs and playing video games and is ready for whatever comes next. Nixon Rowerding. Nixon is very proud to be graduating high school. He's very thankful to his friends and family. He would also like to thank Miss McEwen for all of her support and his favorite teacher, Mrs. Easterling, for being so welcoming. Nixon is looking forward to never having to take an English class again. Okay, and finally, I have one more graduate, Mr. Kevin Lane. After 16 years at Starkweather, Kevin will be graduating onto his next phase of life, enjoying his retirement. While at Starkweather, he has transformed it to be a thriving program that it is today. Kevin has been a steadfast leader, a compassionate principal, and an amazing boss. At the heart of every decision he has made has always put the best interest of the students first. And although we are sad to see him make this transition, we wish him a heartfelt congratulations. And we hope that you enjoy your retirement and you will be missed. And you are leaving some big shoes to fill, including the dad jokes.
Thank you all so much for that honor. Truly touched. Every year graduation, I always say that graduation gets me through the next year. This moment will get me through the next 50 years. So, but it is not about me tonight. It is about our graduates, the class of 2024. As we conclude, I do ask that you remain in your seats until the graduates have left the auditorium, and then you can meet your graduate out in the hallway. Class of 2024, please stand. To signify your graduation, please move your pass it to the other side to graduate. It is my extreme honor to present Starkweather graduating class of 2024.